Hey, 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 it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about the Equalizer Season 2, Episode 6, Shooter. And of course, this was yet another wonderful episode. I tell you, I really am enjoying all of these episodes with Queen Latifah and her little crew with Detective Dante, and now they got the DA in the mix, and we seeing more of Aunt Vi and Delilah and Mel and Harry. I mean, Mel is she a little bundle of something else, ain't she, y'all? I mean, she fights, she's a sharpshooter, she's all that when it comes to her area of expertise, and I understand now why Robin keeps her around. But before we get started with this episode, let me start with my regular shouting out everybody, thanking you all in my comment section and my subscribers for holding down my channel and supporting me. And for those of you who haven't as of yet, feel like subscribing, please go on and hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe to Barbie J's channel. And then as well, hit the notification bell to let you know every time I upload a new video. So, now that we got that out of the way and you have hit the subscribe button and you are now commenting, make sure you like the video, hit the like, hit the share, and write a comment. So you can like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. It's always wonderful when there's, all the back and forth and we all discussing the show, because everybody comes up with different endings, different thoughts and stuff. And just to know, next Sunday with the Equalizer is the fall finale. They said next Sunday would be the fall finale, which means when they gonna come back, probably like in January. We'll see. I doubt if it comes back by Christmas. So let's all gather around and, let me say first, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. That's what I knew was something else. I'm wishing all of you a happy Thanksgiving. I know it's this Thursday, so I hope all of you are blessed and having a good time with share a good time with your families. I'm the type, I don't cook. I just go to everybody's house with Tupperware. That's right. I go to everybody's house with Tupperware and I collect what I can eat. All right, now this year I'm only going to 2 houses. I used to do about 3 a year. 3 every Thanksgiving, but I can't do that anymore. It's COVID, so I have to roll back. And I got makeup for last year. I missed it going to any. Oh, no, I did go to somebody's. Anyway, let's get on with the show. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so it starts off with this young couple out celebrating their anniversary and everything, and the woman gets shot. And we learn there's a sniper in the city, and Aunt Vi doesn't want Delilah to go out. She don't think it's a good idea for her to be going to any friend's house and stuff, talking about for homework. And Robin gets home and they put her in the middle of it, and Robin's like, okay, I'll let you go, but you have to promise me that you stay inside, and then either me or Aunt Vi will take you there and bring you back, something like that. So anyway, of course, Delilah didn't listen to that, but we'll get to that section soon. So the DA shows up and they said, Detective Dante calls Robin, and she's like, why are we meeting in a secret place? What's going on? I thought we was past that. And he said, okay, keep an open mind now. A black Jeep, or one of them big cars that these politicians ride in and stuff, the DA was in it, and she came out, and Robin was like, dag, like, so she was mad at Detective Dante because she told him, why didn't you tell me who it was? He said, because I didn't think you would come. She said, well, I really wasn't dressed for it. She said, I would have worn all my good stuff. So the DA tells Robin that the sniper wants $30 million, or New York will be raining $30 million. I'm sorry, or New York will be raining like bodies. And she said the NYPD hasn't been able to catch the sniper. So the DA is reaching out to her for her expertise. So, like I said, Robin wasn't so happy about this for some whatever reason, and she asked Detective Dante for all the info that they have. She's like, "You better give me all the info. I need everything that's in the system." He said, "I'll give you everything in the system." She said, "I want everything out of the system too, in real time." She's like, "I want everything." And so she said, "And I'm on the clock." I guess that means they gonna have to pay her. I didn't get that. I didn't know if it was had to pay her or that she was in a hurry to catch this guy, so they needed to hurry up. I wasn't sure, but if anybody knows what that meant or understands it, please write it down in the comment section. So then Robin goes out, goes to the she calls Harry and Mel, and say, "We got a new client." They were like, "Really? Who's that? City of New York?" They were like, "What?" They couldn't believe it. She said, and they got full cooperation from the NYPD, which was interesting to learn as well. So Robin asked Mel to go with her to that last area where the shooter was, because she needs her shooter's eye. And the police were thinking he was from another building, and check this out. They're looking up, trying to, from where the shot went, they're trying to figure out where the shooter could be. And he actually was still in the building watching, and he can see Mel and Robin actually. So I was like, wow, what kind of lenses that they got on those things, so um Mel points to just where she thinks is from. It's off from where the police think it is, and that's why they couldn't find him. So her and Robin, they go up to that place because Mel said this shooter is trained to kill and disappear. And that's what she felt. So they told the cops where they think it's supposed to be, and they went up there, and the cops found the sniper's nest where he was. He left a shell casing or something behind. And the issue is they didn't even realize how good he was. This guy was, man, he was trained like expertly. I don't even know what the terminology is to use for a sniper, because I don't have any friends that are snipers. I don't know. Do any of you have a friend that's a sniper? Because I sure don't. So they were trying to get a connection between the victims. There was no connection between the victims. And then, they saw some kind of, I don't know, right? What is that? Like a math problem or something? They saw some kind of scientific code or something they saw. And Mel was like, the only person who teaches this type of range of stuff, she knew the guy because she had trained under him. So when she goes to see this guy, Harry didn't want her to go. It was crazy because it seems to be bad blood between Mel and this guy. And I think his name was Erickson. And he's the trainer at a sniper school. And we find out that he's always telling this story of how Mel froze when he told her to do something or shoot or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, he seemed to be an arrogant asshole, and he doesn't want to help. So Mel said, either you help or I could get more than a dozen NYPD cops to snoop around here. And how many illegal, like firearms you think they going to find up in this piece? And so he decides that he going to help. And she said, "You know what? And I need it in 30 minutes. And he yells, "You could have been at the top of your game. You had the skill, but not the guts." She didn't want to pull the trigger at some point when he told her to pull the triggers, whatever. And so he uses this story to talk about her. And I guess he uses her picture too, because we later learned that the sniper, recognized her. So the commonality they found with the 3 buildings where the sniper had used was the janitorial cleaning services company used. And that's so weird, right? So they got a list of those employees, and they matched against that list from the sniper school, and they cross-referenced the employees and the trainer, and they got a hit actually on some guy named Silas Furlong, and he was an Air Force sniper. So that's how they were able to find out who he was. And they also learned he had mental issues. He was discharged honorably now from the service, Air Force, and then his wife divorced him after he was spiraling out of control. All of that caused him to probably spiral out of control. And she said he wasn't the same person when he came back from the military. And that happens to a lot of people, They go through some of that stuff. To go from a high-ranking someone in the military to a janitor, that had to be some kind of blow to a man's ego, So Delilah of course, like I said, she didn't listen to her mom, and she was outside with her friend, and she became very jumpy. And this whole thing with the sniper and stuff, and every time she heard something drop or a skateboard hit the ground or something, she was dropping and, I mean, moving, and she got nervous. And the next thing, she started thinking about when her friend got shot, and she could hear the automatic weapons, bah, 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 and it shot her friend and killed her. Remember the guy, that little boy that got shot? So anyway, that was messing her up. And to me, she was like, oh my God, jumping. Next thing, she was down on the floor holding her head. She didn't know what was going on. And I thought she was having a panic attack. It looked like she was having some type of panic attack. But come to find out, it was something more. But in the meantime, Robin and Mel, they go to this guy's apartment. They find out who he is. They go to his apartment, and they trying to find out where's his gear, where he's doing the shooting, the rifle stuff, and they find it hidden. They find his logs and the last 3 shootings, and him researching places in the east side where he's going to strike next. And so Robin calls Detective Dante, and she said to get the cops over there. And Robin and Mel, they arrive over there just in time as he shoots a woman, and Mel knows where he is like aiming from, so she goes up there. But she don't know he had been aiming that gun at her, was going to try to shoot her. So when she gets to the building lobby, she sees him, but he gets away. She chased him, and he gets away. But she said there was she told Harry later that there was a familiarity or something, like he recognized her. He recognized her in some kind of way. She could tell that he knew her. And I said, yep, I bet you it's from that school. Her picture's probably up in there somewhere. And I was most certainly correct about that. We learned that the trainer at the school, Erickson, had been using her picture and her name as he taught the classes and training and stuff. I don't know. Idiot, man. Trying to put down a woman shooter. I think that's what it was all about. So Robin tells the DA and Dante, now that we know who he is, things may get bad. They up here breathing like a sigh of relief, thinking, they could catch him now, but it's not that way. So in the meantime, while she's talking to them, her phone keeps ringing as Delilah keep calling her. So when she said, I got to take this call, she finds out it's Delilah's friend, and she's saying, oh, Delilah's going, something's happening, something's wrong, you got to get here quick, we in the park across from my house, hurry up. And Robin tells him, I got to go. So the DA's like, well, what do you think that's all about, Detective Dante? And he's like, I don't know. She says, so go and find out, find out what's going on. So Robin gets Dee home, and she learns that she's having post-traumatic stress reaction from, I think that's from when her friend got shot. And Robin's beating herself up. She knows that because as a mother, you beat yourself up because you think you should have noticed, you should have seen the signs, I should have, you know how mothers are, So she said Delilah's going to need professional help, and she's telling all this to Aunt Vi. And Robin got tears in her eyes. She's feeling so bad. In the meantime, Harry's asking Mel, what would she do next if she was a sniper? And he said, try to get into the sniper's head. She said, I don't want to get in there. So Mel says, when she saw him, she could tell he recognized her, some way, but even though they never met. Harry is so worried about her because of that, and the sniper calls NYPD tip line and says, since you know who I am now, the game is going to change. And he was like, if he doesn't get his money in the next 12 hours, he's going to escalate the punishment. And if he can't see his kid, then you sure as well can't see yours either. Something, I don't know who he was talking to, but that's what he said. So Detective Dante called Robin and let her know about this. And Robin was trying to stay in and stay close to Delilah. She wasn't trying to go out nowhere, So they went and got the sniper's family and made sure they were safe and everything. But one important thing he did do when he calls her, he asked Robin, how is her kid doing? Is your kid okay? And she just listened to the phone. Basically, it was like how did he know? He said, look, I know that look when a mother gets that call. I've been around enough of them to know that look. So he lets Robin, like I said, hear the sniper's call and what he was going to do. And she thinks the money drop is just a diversion. Robin doesn't think the mayor should pay it because the mayor wants to pay it now, thinking the city would be safe. And they think he's going to go away after that. And she's like, nope, he's going to go out with a bang. And she said, because he's cornered now, he's cornered. He don't know which way to go. So he going to do something big. So now he going to be shooting kids, and it's crazy now. So since the money drop his way in Brooklyn, Robin thinks he's going to go somewhere further away from there. And she thinks possibly near children, like parks and schools and stuff. And so they decide to reach out to his wife and all of that stuff to help in some kind of way, showing her pictures to see if anything rings a bell. And she's like, nothing rings a bell. I don't know, blah, 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 blah. She wasn't helpful at all. And then her daughter runs over to her, mommy. And she sees the pictures. She said, oh, is daddy taking me to the park? And Detective Dante was like, you recognize this? Yeah, that's daddy's building. He takes me to the park across from there to play. You see me talking in the baby talk. I'm so crazy. In the meantime, Robin is on the bed with Delilah. They're listening to music and stuff. And Robin ain't trying to leave her, her baby right now with what she's going through. So she's like, what's on your mind, baby? And she's like, I feel humiliated. I humiliated myself in front of my friends. And I'm concerned what they're going to do or say to me or call me names like a freak or something like that. And Robin's like, if they're your real friends, they will understand, honey. And that's when the call comes in from Detective Dante, and she learns that the mayor's not sending any police officers to the suspected, park on a hunch of Sniper's next location. They got everybody at the money drop place. So he said, all our resources are at the ransom drop. We're on our own. And Robin's like, this some bull. And he's telling her, I'll meet you there. But Robin ain't leaving D, so she sends Mel over there. So this part was so cute because Mel goes over there and she goes, Detective Dante. And he turns around and said, oh, sorry. Have we met? She said, we have a mutual friend. He said, so where is she? She was like, she's taking care of something important. He said, serial killer. Are you the one? But she have her little sniper bag with her, her sniper bag, rifle or whatever, so she could do what she do. And he said, serial killer, you have that, how did he say that? You were at my house that night and fired the shot that took him out, didn't you? And she said, I have no idea what you're talking about. He said, of course not, with a smirk on his face. I thought that was so cute. So anyway, they go into that building where the guy went, that he's supposed to be a janitor. They already saw him on the surveillance camera, so they know he's in there. And they said he went to the 10th floor. He's one of our regular janitors. And they find the room, but it's booby-trapped where he might be. So Detective Dante's like, I got to call a bomb squad. She's like, how long that's going to take? 20 minutes. She said, we don't have time. So she runs, and Mel runs, I think, into the next building, to go up on the roof so she could look, down and for the sniper at which window he's in so she could shoot him. And she's like, now, where did he go? Where did he go? And I knew this was going to happen. The next thing, he's right behind her with a gun at her. So Detective Dante's downstairs like, what happened to the lady that was with me? He's asking the people at the front desk. They have no idea where she is. And so I was like, oh, this is going to get interesting. In the meantime, Delilah is telling her mom, she sees her out there, Robin, looking at her phone. She said, Ma, does that have to do with the sniper? Are you working that case? And she's like, yeah, but you're more important. No, Ma. She's like, we got a whole city that needs you. My issue, whatever it is I'm going through, ain't going to get fixed in the next 10 hours, 20 hours, whatever. So go out there. She said, go help the city and come back to me alive. I was like, whoa, that was really grown of her to do. That was that was wonderful. And, Delilah, one minute she's being disrespectful and rude. The next minute she's all this common sense and respect is so, I'm loving it. Anyhow, Mel realizes that this guy doesn't want to kill kids. He wants to kill cops, and he's like, how it feels to always get arrested after all I did for this country. And then he tells her he learned about her in the sniper school, and it's embarrassing that they sent you after me. And she was like, oh, please. Erickson loves telling that story, how a woman froze. And she gave him a story about the target was a kid. And I don't kill innocents and all of that stuff, So she kept telling the story while she was moving closer to the sniper till she was able to unarm him. And then they started fighting and he finally gets her down and he's about to shoot her. And Robin shoots him in the back. I said, oh, that was good. Thank you, Lord. And Mel is like, how did you know I was here? There was a camera on the roof and Harry saw it. And you see Harry is having a fit. He was freaking out. He was so concerned for his wife, which that was such love. Oh, that was love. So I like that. So it ended basically with, who was it? Detective Dante telling Robin, thank your friend for me. And Robin said, don't mention it. She said, really, seriously, don't mention her ever at all. And he's like, got it. And the DA comes over to thank Robin and says the city is so grateful. And if there's ever anything you need, I'll let you. And Robin finished and said, I'll let you know. And then she asked Robin what she think about coming into the fold, unofficially or something like that, working with them. And Robin said, thanks, but that's not me. But if you're ever in trouble, you know how to find me, So that was cool. And then, Robin went home and she is talking with Delilah, and Delilah's hands are still like shaking a little bit. And she gives her some tea to drink and everything. And she tells Delilah that she needs professional help. And she's like, oh, Ma, shrink and stuff. Yeah. She said, I've been through it as well, she shared. And she's like, really? And she said, yeah. She says, so you need somebody who you can speak to and you can trust and all this stuff. And she said, this person is family. She said, really? She said, yeah, you met him. You only met him once or twice when you was a baby. And who comes around the corner but Bishop? I said, oh, that's so nice. She said he helped him when I needed help, and now I need him to help you, or something like that. So that's how it ended. I thought it was a wonderful episode. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all thought about it. I know I give detail because sometimes you want to know, well, how did this happen and that happen and the other happen? And I'm sorry. I try to make these recaps short, but you don't, you miss out on details when you do that. So I hope you don't mind. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.